If you're making 30 to 150k per month, you already know it. No-shows and maybe calls are the biggest time wasters that are stealing your profit. Well, what if you could have a simple 5-step system that not only got 95% of your high-ticket prospects to show up, but had them pre-sold and ready to pay even before they got on the phone? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing why your current booking system is broken and then my exact 5-step sequence. The one you can copy and paste today into your business that will turn low-trust prospects into high-ticket clients on repeat. Let's get into it.
Alright, well, why does it matter? Why do you need a good booking system? Well, firstly, the booking system has generally three core objectives. The first is to get as many qualified bookings as possible. And the second thing is to get as many of those qualified bookings to actually show up to the sales call, to have as high show up rate as possible. Because if you have a low show up rate, then that's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. And the third objective is to have as many people who show up to the sales call be pre-sold to make the sales call easier. But there are a few things that we need to think of to actually achieve these three objectives. And the first is that prospects don't care as much as you do. They forget, things come up. So if you don't remind them, the likelihood that they show up is going to be much lower. So you need to remind the prospect of the sales call. But also, how you remind them matters, because if you spam them, they won't like that. They will just think that you're desperate and that you're hard selling them. And if they even show up after that, they will be in a bad mood and you're going to be starting the sales call on the back foot. But also, if you send them these generic automated reminders, you won't stand out and they will believe that you don't value them as much, and they will just believe that they are a number to your business. So you need to have personalized reminders that show the prospect that they are being valued. And videos also work better than generic text messages because they feel more personal. And the next thing is you want to get the prospect's commitment. Because if you get their commitment, then they have a much higher likelihood of showing up to the sales call. But just booking a call doesn't create that commitment. You want the prospect to confirm, to tell you that they will show up, because that creates the commitment, and then they have a much higher likelihood of showing up to the call. The next thing is you want to have some sort of pre-frame to the sales call. You want the prospect to trust you as much as possible before the sales call. You want them to be pre-sold. You also want to overcome any objections or limiting beliefs before they get on the sales call. You want it to be 95% sold once they arrive on the phone, because it is much easier to overcome objections and limiting beliefs ever before they come up. So please, please, please overcome all the objections and limiting beliefs before the call. And there are also many things that you usually repeat on every single sales call. So instead of wasting the first 10 minutes of every single sales call, you want to front load that information. So what you want is you want to have prospects watch a video before the sales call where you have all the same information that you repeat on every single sales call. And you want to also sell the prospect on your service before the call. They should be pretty aware of your offer, your solution, your experience, and your methodology before they get on the phone. And if there's anything that they would want to look up about your business before the call, they should be able to look it up pretty easily, because otherwise they will just stall out the sales call. They will just tell you that they will come back in a few days, but as you all know, they never come back and they never answer you again. So you want the prospect to be able to get answers to their questions before they get on the sales call. And how you do all of this is you have the prospect watch like a 10-minute video before the sales call, where you have everything that you repeat on sales calls, where you overcome all the objections and limiting beliefs that you most often get, and where you pre-sell them on your solution, your methodology, and your offer. The next thing is you want to have some sort of qualification. You don't want to waste your time talking to unqualified prospects that you wouldn't sell to anyways, or that you can't help, or don't have enough money to buy your services. So make sure that only qualified prospects can book sales calls. It saves your availability for all the qualified prospects that you actually can help and are ready to work with you. So let's take an example. let's say you close one out of 4 qualified prospects and you get 4 sales calls a day, but only one of those 4 sales calls is with a qualified prospect. Then it will take you 4 days to close a client. But let's now say that all those 4 sales calls that you get every day is with a qualified prospect. Then it would only take you 1 day to get a client. But now you may be thinking, well, yeah, of course, but it is not so easy to get more qualified bookings, and that I can only get 1 per day. That's most I can get. But you need to understand that if the unqualified prospects were never able to book a call, you would have more availability, which will increase the likelihood that a qualified prospect books a call, because there is a time that's gonna suit them better. And if you don't waste your time on sales calls with unqualified prospects who are never going to buy, then you can use your time doing more important activities like marketing your business to get more of those qualified bookings. So please cancel out all unqualified bookings. It will actually help you so much more than you believe. And the next thing is you want to do your homework before the sales call. You want to use the information you get from the qualification form to do your research about the prospect before they get on the call. And with that, you can do more tailored reminders to the prospect, and the prospect will feel much more valued, and it's going to be much easier to close the prospect because you already know so much stuff about them ever before they get on the phone. And so yeah, some more stuff about the availability is that the more availability you have, the higher the likelihood that a prospect books a call, because there will be a time slot that suits them better. Because if you think about an example, if you would have 1 slot left, let's say at 8 p.m., and a qualified prospect would go to your calendar and look at your availability. If they see that 8 p.m. time slot, they wouldn't book a call even though you have an available time slot, because the time doesn't suit them. Nobody wants to be on a sales call at 8 p.m. So, but if you are actually fully booked, the highest leverage thing you can do is hire more salespeople to get more availability. And if your sales calendar is like fully packed with unqualified prospects, then the highest leverage thing you can do is cancel out all the unqualified calls so that more qualified people can book to your sales calendar. And also one thing about your availability is that the longer into the future a prospect can book a call, the lower their show-up rate is going to be. And this is always true. So don't let people book more than 3 days into the future. And also, I know a lot of you guys don't like selling on the weekends. You only sell during the weekdays. But if you also sell during the weekends, that's 104 more days that you will be selling during the year. That's a 40% increasement. So please give that a consideration, because you will be getting more clients, trust me. And so you need to think, is it worth it to get that amount more money, but you will be working 2 more days a week? But that's something you have to choose. But that's a trade that I am willing to take personally. The next thing is you need to edify your salespeople, because you may have built already a lot of trust with the prospect, but they don't trust your salesperson. And in the prospect's eyes, he's just a salesperson who is trying to sell them. And by natural, people have like a negative view of salespeople. So to counteract that, you want to transfer all your trust that you have built up with the prospect to the salesperson. So you want to tell the prospect, how good, how kind, how caring your salesperson is. You want to tell them that your salesperson has helped a lot of people like him before, and that he has got great results for a lot of other people before. And also, one thing is that prospects may be scared to show up to the sales call, because they may be scared that you will be hard selling them, and people don't want to be taken advantage of. So you want to lower the barrier to entry, and you want to tell the prospect that you will only make an offer if you truly believe that you can help them. You need to tell them that you will always leave them better than when you found them. Tell them that you will just see if you're a fit, and if not, no sweat, I will still try to help you find somewhere else where you can find some help. But you want to make it clear to the prospect that you won't hard sell them, that you will actually, that you are on their side of the table. You're actually trying to help them. And if you believe that you're not a good fit, then you won't try to sell them. And the last thing that I want to bring up is that please make sure that your Zoom links work in the booking confirmation, because too many times have I seen that the links that you put in the booking confirmations don't work, and that's just a silly way to lose bookings. So please make sure that works. Alright, and then we get to the 5-step booking sequence that actually gets 95% of prospects to show up to the call and also be pre-sold. And one that you can also copy and paste into your business today. And the entire booking system starts with the qualification form. And generally you want to have as many these multi-choice questions rather than open-ended questions, because people these days have short attention spans, so no one can be asked to answer these like long essays about their business. People want to answer a pre-made option. So make your open-ended questions, make your essay questions these multi-choice questions. You will have a much higher completion rate. And you want to also make sure that you collect all the necessary information so that you actually can make sure who is qualified and who is not qualified. And here, you want to make sure that no unqualified prospect gets to your calendar. You want to send away all the unqualified prospects and only let qualified people see your calendar. So only qualified people go to your calendar and all the unqualified people go somewhere else. But now when we get to your calendar, you want to make sure that you only let people, as I said, book 3 days into the future. And you want to make sure to have as much availability as possible. And as you see here, I usually use Calendly, but you can use any calendar software you want. They pretty much all do the same thing. And but as you know, pretty many people will do the qualification form and land on your calendar, but most of them won't book a call. I think pretty normal conversion rate on your calendar after the booking form is around 30 to 50%. So what you want to do with all those people who reach your calendar page but don't book a call instantly is you want to send an SMS instantly to them, because you need to understand they are 1 yard from the finish line. They are the warmest prospects that you will ever have. They have gone and watched your VSL or your videos, then they did the qualification form and they got to the calendar, but maybe something happened. Maybe their children started crying in the background. They were so close to booking a call. So you want to make sure that you contact them instantly. But you know how hard it is for you to do this alone, or yourself, I mean, because you're not on your computer or on your phone 24/7. So you want to have an automation. You want to have an AI agent actually text the prospect instantly when they leave the calendar page. And you don't want to send any hard selling message. You want to just tell them that, hey, I saw you landed on my calendar page. Wasn't there any time that suited you? Just a chill question to them. You don't want to hard sell. And then if they don't answer that text that you send them instantly, then they are put to an email sequence, a 7-day email sequence that tries to get them back to your calendar page. And all this you see right here. But then the people who actually book a call, they reach your thank you page. And I believe the thank you page is the most important page out of every page there is. And I also believe that it is the most underutilized page out there. And the reason for that is that this is the last interaction you have with the prospect with 100% certainty before the sales call, because you don't know if people will open your SMS or your emails after they booked the call, but you know with 100% certainty that everyone who books a sales call will land on your thank you page. So on your thank you page, you want one thing to increase the close rate, and you want one thing to increase the show up rate. And this is a pretty standard thank you page setup. So here on the top, you want to congratulate the prospect that they booked a call, but you want to tell them that their call is not yet confirmed and that they need to complete the following 2 steps to actually confirm their booking. So the step 1 is usually always to watch the video that we talked about before. So this video is usually like 5 to 15 minutes, and here you want to include everything that you repeat on every sales call, and you want to overcome all the most common objections and limiting beliefs, and you want to pre-sell them on your offer, your solution, and your methodology. So this video will increase the show up rate. No, I mean the close rate, sorry. And then the step 2 on the thank you page is to reply yes to the text message that you sent them, to the booking confirmation. And why you want them to reply yes, it doesn't matter what they reply, but you just want them to reply to your message, because that creates the commitment that we talked about before. If you actually say that they will show up, then there has been studies about this, but prospects who reply yes to the booking confirmation have a 95% likelihood of showing up to the call. But people who don't reply to the booking confirmation have around 50% likelihood of showing up. So you want to encourage as many people as possible to actually reply yes and confirm their booking. And so yeah, I forgot, but yeah, from this calendar you also send the thank you SMS, and in that thank you SMS you have the Zoom link, and you of course thank you them for booking the call, and you ask them to reply yes, and it's to that message that that people should reply. And after the thank you page, people are put into an email sequence, and they will receive 1 email per day, and in every single email you want to overcome one objection or one limiting belief, and you want to also educate the prospect on your methodology, on your solution, on your offer. Why is your solution better than the others out in the market? So every email serves a unique purpose, and in every email you want to also send prospects or guide prospects to a YouTube video that suits the same email topic, because once they go to YouTube, they will build much more trust with you, because they will actually see you, they will spend maybe 20-30 minutes with you, so you will build a lot more trust. And as you know, when you watch a YouTube video, then it creates this binge watching session. They will watch a lot more of your other videos that are going to be recommended to them. And you also want to send, of course, the SMS reminders that we talked about. So you want to send one 24 hours before the booking, then you want to send one morning of the call, and that is going to be a personalized video. So I thought I said it before, but you want to send personalized reminders to people, and videos work really well. So what you want to do is you want to take your phone and record yourself saying, hey John, thank you for booking a call. I've set all of these things up, and I'm so excited to talk to you later today, and I hope we can find a solution, and see you later, or something like that. That's not the perfect script. I wouldn't say those exact words, but you want to actually film a video for every single person, and it needs to be actually unique. You need to say their name, because that creates so much more trust, and people actually see that they are being valued, that you value the prospect. And then you want to send one more reminder 1 hour before the call. So in total you send 3 reminders, but 4 text messages. You send the booking confirmation, that's the first text message. Then you send 24 hours before. Then you send the video, the personalized reminder, the morning of the sales call. Then you send a reminder 1 hour before. But so yeah, this was the entire booking system that actually gets you 95% of prospects to show up and be pre-sold. So apply all of these things that we talked about today. And if you have any questions about this entire booking system, I will leave my Instagram in the description below. So just send me a DM, ask me anything, and I will be more than happy to help you. See you in the next one.